Hi, I'm Patu from freefincal. So let's talk about this situation with Axis Mutual Fund. Two of its employees have been suspended pending an investigation on charges of front running. What we know for sure in this case is much smaller compared to what we don't know. Everybody is speculating on social media, but let's try to um, calmly and as logically as possible address a difficult question: what should actual Axis Mutual Fund investors do because of this allegations? Now, everybody is angry, but being angry is not going to help us make sound decisions. So we have to look at the facts as calmly as possible. Now, front running in this context means that a fund manager, along with their associates, that is in broking partners and so on, they buy or sell shares that the fund house is going to buy or sell, and they do this before the fund house does it. And because if the fund house is going to place a large order of stocks, the price will move up, particularly if the stock is in the mid cap and small cap segment. So before the price moves up, these people will buy it in their personal account, and after the fund house has made the purchase and the price has moved up, they sell it for profit, they sell it for a gain. Obviously it is illegal, it is unethical, and is banned by SEBI, but then that doesn't stop people from doing it. Now, I had already talked about the importance of a factor called the impact cost. That is, in the mid cap and small cap segments, or actually beyond the just the few stocks of the top few stocks of the Nifty or the Sensex, the impact cost is very high. That is, there will be a large difference in the buying price versus selling price, depending on the order of the amount of order. That is, if you make a large order, there will be a large big gap, and the idea of front running is to exploit this and make a sale. Make a buy transaction before the AMC actually buys stocks for their funds to use. So now the point is that what kind of questions can we answer at this point, because we don't know exactly what has happened. The full report is not available. We don't know the breadth of the problem and the width of the problem. So let's answer some general questions, but with whatever is available. Will front running affect mutual fund unit holders? The answer is most definitely yes, it will affect. It is not some it is incorrect to say that fund managers are doing this in their private accounts and it will not affect the fund. It will definitely affect, because the personal orders made by the fund managers and the brokers, if they are large enough, can drive up the stock price before the AMC buys the stock, and there is a small delay before the AMC actually places the order, because they have engineered that delay, and it will affect the returns of the unit holders by a small amount. It will, the fact, how much doesn't matter. The fact is that it will affect, and an illegal practice is affecting the returns. Because the fund manager and the associates in the brokerage, they will place large orders. If they are not going to place large orders, why will the matter come to light? If the fund manager is going to place some 10 stocks, nobody will care, right? It's not a big deal. The things have come to light only because they are placing big orders, and definitely it will affect the mutual fund holders. Of course, the extent will be very small, but that is not the point. An illegal practice is affecting the returns. Did the benefits of front running affect the investment decisions? That is, sometimes people may choose certain stocks. The fund manager who is doing this front running may choose certain stocks which with a high impact cost, so that they can gain more. It's impossible to say whether they have done it or not, but it could be possible, because definitely front running means there is a conflict of interest involved. Can we assess the damage caused by these actions to the unit holder? Well, we don't have full disclosure, but even with full disclosure, I think even a guesstimate would be difficult even with the full disclosure. But at the moment we don't know, so we will have to assume the worst and say it's unlikely to assess the real damage caused by these actions. Is front running common in India in general in the stock market? Yes, it is extremely common. It's human behavior to profit from information that is available only to a few people, and SEBI has again and again caught many people doing front running. For example, Share Khan and other brokers were slapped a fine of 15 crores recently. Is front running common in Indian mutual funds? Yes, unfortunately, it is extremely common. There are multiple reports. I have linked them all here. For example, brokers were caught trying to front run decisions made by Reliance Mutual Fund, not employees of Reliance Mutual Fund. The case was, SEBI ruled on the case in May 2021. Then the IIFL AMC had a situation. HDFC AMC had a situation. Deutsche Mutual Fund fund manager had the situation. Someone in YouTube commented that the person who paid the fine joined another AMC. I am yet to verify that claim, but but that's it. Then again, there was a situation with Tata AMC with their dealers. That is, the brokers can do the front running. Not the employees, but it's quite common. That's the point. So what about the situation that happened at Franklin Templeton? In Franklin Templeton, that was a case of insider trading. That is, people working in Franklin Templeton redeemed from the shutdown schemes before the schemes wound up, because they knew that the schemes were going to be wound up or the schemes were in trouble, and they redeemed. That's a case of that can be classified as probably insider trading, but it's still, just as illegal. Now, how long will it take for action to be taken by SEBI? It could take years. Now, in the case of HDFC AMC, it took about 12 to 13 years for SEBI to finally put a fine. The compensation, that is, unit holders can sometimes be compensated for these illegal actions if SEBI deems fit. That took 9 years, and I have linked all this in the article. HDFC has compensated. Of course, the compensation, extent of compensation will be minuscule. It will be a few units here and there, but some compensation is possible after several years. Did the big guns in the Axis AMC, were they aware of these illegal practices, and did they overlook them? That is something that we cannot comment on without a full investigation is conducted and the findings are made public. We cannot comment on that. Who is to blame here? Some people are saying, oh, this is some individuals of the AMC have done it. The AMC should not be blamed. That is a childish argument. Axis Mutual Fund should take the blame and should be blamed for letting this happen. There can be no arguments about it. Is this going on in other mutual fund houses as well? I would say it is. It would be a great surprise if it is not going on, given the evidence of the past irregularities. Is front running possible with index funds? Yes, it is possible, but that is in the case of index funds, before your stock enters or leaves an index, it is well known that it is going to happen weeks or even a month. So, but that's public information. That trading based on public information is not illegal. So that is not a problem. That is not a case of insider trading or front running, because it's publicly available information. Should AMCs not fight front running better? Should SEBI not be more proactive? Such kind of things claims people will make when they're angry. They say, oh, what is SEBI doing? What are the AMCs doing? Blah, blah, blah. Look, we have to be very practical. Whatever rule you put, if some individual decides to break that rule, they will break it. Because beyond a point, all legislation is based on the honor system. It assumes that people are honorable people. They are law-abiding people. They are law-fearing people. They will not break the law. But if people are hell-bent on breaking a law, they will break it. And so only something can be done. You have to be practical here. You can't say we have to do this, we need more, and so on. Yes, we need to have regular checks. We need to have better disclosure. All that is fine, but that's easier said than done. Will the NAV of some Axis equity funds suffer because of these allegations? Yes, it's definitely possible. Money Control has reported that several stocks, mid-cap, small-cap stocks held by Axis have been shorted. So it is possible, but the extent of the fall is impossible to find out because they are anyway diversified portfolios. Also, market is anyway already falling because of other worldwide tensions, etc. and so on. So it's impossible to ascertain the impact of these allegations on the NAV. Is it possible for the NAV to fall because of these allegations? Yes, it's because of this these irregularities. I don't think they are allegations anymore. It's incorrect to call it allegations anymore, I think. Because of these irregularities, yes, in principle, yes. Will the debt funds also suffer? Debt funds are outside the ambit of the suspended individuals. They are not managing debt funds. But if people start panicking and start redeeming from debt funds also, then the NAV could have an impact. I mean, the NAV can come under pressure. The fund managers can come under pressure, but let's hope that doesn't happen. Now comes the most difficult question: what should Axis Mutual Fund investors do? Now, from my point of view, the amount of information we know is not really enough to understand the real extent of the irregularities. So it would be irresponsible on my part to say sell everything from Axis or stay invested. I can't make that that kind of a clear call at this point in time. It's still not possible to do it, and it would be irresponsible for me to do that. And all I can say is mass redemptions will be a problem. So it would be silly for people to use the whatever information is available and what people are talking in social media. People are always going to talk in social media without data. Based on that, if everybody starts redeeming, then it would be a big redemption risk for the funds on the AMC. What I would say is, you do what would give you peace of mind. And one argument is that if you look at the current cases of front running and what happened because of that to the AMCs and so on, not much happened. So I would say waiting and watching is not a terrible idea. It's not a really bad idea, but I know that people are angry. So if you want to show your anger to Axis Mutual Fund, then one option is to stop investing further. Don't put new money into Axis Mutual Fund. You can say, I am angry with how I have been treated. I will go to some other fund. But of course, you have to pray that front running is not happening in that some other fund. So that is also important. All I can say is, if I were an Axis Mutual Fund investor, I am not, but if I were, I will not put new money in Axis, but existing units, I will leave it as such and wait and watch and see how the developments happen. Of course, it's easier for me to say it because I don't have a stake, but that's all I can do. I mean, I cannot say everybody should exit or everybody should stay put. That kind of rhetoric on both sides is wrong. I would say do what would give you peace of mind, and definitely Axis Mutual Fund should be punished for this. And you can say, at best you say, I'm not going to put my future money in Axis Mutual Fund. I'm going to look elsewhere. The existing units I'll have, let me wait and watch and then take a call depending on how things pan out.